Hello everyone. I'm back in India and I've got a lot of questions as to how did I come to India in an international lockdown. Almost international. India is in a complete lockdown and I was stuck in UK for 2.5 months. My trip was initially planned for a month, but it got extended because no flights were allowed in India and my return flight was cancelled. So I came to India 3 days back. This is my third day in quarantine. I'm currently quarantined in a hotel and my house is just 500 meters from here. So I'm basically quarantined in Ahmednagar. They quarantine you for 14 days in your hometown. So a lot of my followers, relatives, friends, parents are stuck in US, UK, and I've got a lot of messages as to how did I book the evacuation flight, how did I manage to get a seat on the evacuation flight, and when is the next evacuation, how many, I think there are like 2 phases of evacuation. So I came on the first evacuation flight, which took from UK to India. That was the phase 1, and I came back on 9th. And I just thought I will help you all as to how you have to go ahead, what you have to tell, and how you have to console the people who are there. You can just show this video to them because I'm going to give a lot of information as to how you can approach the High Commission of India and politicians. So the first step is always contact the embassy. Indian embassy or High Commission of India is always, there's an embassy everywhere, like abroad there's an Indian embassy. So you have to contact the people there. You have to tell them that you are in this situation. You have to explain their situation to them. Like if you are really wanting to go, or if you are distressed, if you are running out of money, if you are a student and you are having certain problems, you should reach out to them. You should send them distress mails. You have to send, like you have to go to their website and send mails to all of them. They reply through mails. They do not contact you, they do not call you, and they will help you in certain way. Like they will mail you back. They will tell you that okay, you can come to the embassy, or they can provide a stay, like they provide certain quarters for students, like where you can go and stay. So you don't have to panic, you just have to approach the right people. You also have to start tweeting about your situation. You have to tweet certain people who are responsible on that panel. Like you have to tag names, like the High Commission names, or Ministry of Foreign body, like the people, you have to tag all of them. Once you start getting mails from High Commission, they will put you up into certain WhatsApp groups where similar type of people, there's a group of people, similar people are there, and then WhatsApp discussions go on, like what is currently going on. A lot of people scam as to evacuation flights, and I remember when I was in UK, somebody was scammed for 5 lakh rupees. They said that we will take you back in a chartered flight, and that person paid it, and that person got, like the person paid and got scammed. So just to be aware of all these frauds and everything, you have to be in touch with similar type of people who are in the similar situation. So the next step is to check your visa validity. How much validity is remaining, days, months. If there are days, you have to contact, like if there are only few days, your visa is expiring soon, you have to contact the embassy. Like if I was in UK, I will contact the UK embassy and tell them that my visa is expiring, and they will give you an extension of visa. If they don't reply back, you have to keep mailing a couple of times, and you have to keep that proof that you have mailed them, so that when you are returning and your visa is expired, you can show them that because of the pandemic, I have been sending mails, my visa got expired and my country was in lockdown, so I couldn't help it. So you need to have the proof that you have sent mails for extension of visa. So health wise, I just have to tell you that they check your temperature. When they are evacuating, they check temperature at every stop. Like in UK airport, Once you land, they check temperature. Once you are here, they check temperature. Every day they will check temperature. So you have to make sure that at any cost you don't have temperature. Your temperature is not rising above 37.3 Fahrenheit. Okay, because once your temperature rises, then they will sort you out, or they will ask you a lot of questions, and that will be more bothering to you as well. So just make sure that you are in good immunity, you are eating well, you're taking care of yourself, and you're not roaming out, and just stay in your best shape, like wherever, whatever country you are. You can't afford to have temperature or fall sick at this point of time. If the government tells you that we want your results before we fly you back, you need to know what centers you can go and get your swab test done for COVID-19. Because there are some countries who ask for the test before flying out. So you have to make sure that, like in UK, there was NHS where NHS and some places drive-throughs where you can go and check for COVID-19. But you have to be aware that, okay, what are the places where I can go and get tested? If they tell me to fly out day after tomorrow or tomorrow, I need to know on a priority basis they will take you, and they will you need to know all of that. So once you are done sending mails to the embassy, they will make a list of all the people who are distressed or who want to go back home. They will send you forms which you have to fill in, and they will put you on a waiting list as to what is the next evacuation flight, when is the next evacuation flight coming, and they will put you on a waiting list. This list is given to Air India, and after that Air India calls you for tickets. Like they will ask you, are you willing to go to India? This is the cost of the flight. So my cost was 53,000 one way non-stop flight. So you have to agree to it immediately if you really want to come. If you have a good place to stay there, if you have a accommodation and you don't want to come back, then it's your call. But if you are desperate to come, you have to agree to all the terms and conditions that they say. They will take your card number and bank details, and you have to immediately agree when they say that there will be a 14-day government quarantine in the country. Do you agree to that? And if you are desperate enough, if you want to come back to India, then you have to agree to that, and you have to wait. After that, you just have to wait as to which flight they will put you into. Okay, so now I'll just explain the travel part. You just have to travel light. Make sure you're carrying a lot of snacks, a lot of food, because you are going to stay away for 14 days again. So make sure you're carrying a lot of snacks and food and everything. Also carry a pen, because you have to fill in a lot of forms which they give you. Like they will give you some forms in the flight. After you land, so you always need to carry a pen, because you never know. And just travel light. They do not make you sit like alternatively. There's one seat for one person, and mostly the flight is full because there are so many people stranded all over the world. So make sure you are wearing the most protective gear, like mask, hand gloves, not eye mask, but some specs or something. They say that corona spreads through the membrane of the eye as well. So they give you a shield as well. So you can wear that shield. Make sure you are maintaining the most hygiene protocol. Use a lot of sanitizer, and carry food, because the flight is going to take long. There are going to be a lot of queues everywhere in the UK airport. Once you land, it takes about 3 to 4 hours for everybody to get out of the airport, because once you're landed, they release 30 people at a time from the flight. So I remember we were stuck in the flight for 2 hours. After that we came out, and there was 2 hours more procedure going on at the airport. So make sure you carry some snacks and water and stay hydrated. So at the airport, they segregate you according to the districts, like Ahmednagar district, Solapur, Pune, Nagpur. So they segregate you accordingly, and then the government vehicles will take you to your city. You cannot go by any other means. But my brother had got a permission from the inspector, and he was allowed to come to pick me up. They denied him, saying it is not allowed. So I sat in the bus, which was taking me to Ahmednagar. The bus didn't leave for 3 hours. It is not a AC bus, and I hadn't slept for 2 days. I remember I hadn't slept for 2 days, and I was so exhausted. I was not feeling myself, and I had my own like female body issues, pain. So they just I was just having like a bad day. They sent my brother away, but then I went and spoke to the officials, and they told me that you can call your brother and you can go with him, after which I have to go to the collector's office. I cannot go home. So my brother took me straight to the collector's office, and at the collector office they again check me for my temperature. They will check you again. They check the throat and everything, and they give you a stamp, after which you are shifted to a hotel. No members or family members are allowed in your hotel room. You have to you do this because you want to keep them also safe. I don't want my mom to contract any kind of infection or anything because of me. I am symptom free, so they didn't take any swab test. They do not take swab test unless and until they see any type of symptoms. So it was my birthday, but I still didn't meet my mom because I think the priority is to be safe and be quarantined, and that can be celebrated later. So this is the in short protocol. You cannot get home quarantine no matter how much you try. So just take a wise decision as to if you really want to come now or you want to come after some months or maybe next year. So you just make sure that okay, I have to go and I'm willing to stay for 14 days in a hotel, then it's fine. But apart from that, you have to stay in a hotel, you have to eat food which is provided in the hotel, and you have to follow the protocol. So there was one more question floating around a lot. A lot of people also asked me, what about the expenses? Does the government do expenses or you have to do? The answer is you have to do all the expenses. The flight charge, the travel from Mumbai airport to your hometown, the hotel, the food for 14 days, breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything you have to pay. They give you choices on the hotel, like 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. So you have to decide which hotel you have to take and how much you're willing to spend on food and everything. Everything is paid by your from your pocket. Also, the flight charge was 53,000. The bus charge from Bombay airport to hometown is approximately 4,000 to 5,000 rupees, and hotel you have to select. So I think I've answered all your questions, and I wish you all the best for your family members or for any members or your loved ones who are staying abroad and want to come back. I hope this helped you all and I answered all your questions. If you have any more questions, just DM me. I will try to answer as much as possible, and I will try to help as much as I can. Thank you.